Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to the only podcast to officially be inside of the biggest and longest launch party of all time. That's right. We've been here since 2012. Welcome to FGC Cast. I am one of your two divaing dancing divas, the Purple Sharpie, and I'm joined today by...
Saki Sakura, the best DJ in the house.
Yeah! Gotta rip that dance floor a new one, girl. You know, Saki, unfortunately, we were partying so hard that 2 weeks ago, we didn't actually come out with an episode. Oh my gosh, we were both just too excited from the Super Bowl party. But, you know, obviously there's been a lot going on inside of our private lives. We're both starting new jobs. We're both, you know, over here living life, and sometimes it gets a little hectic. But when we come back with some brand new spanking news, hot off the presses, and I mean hot, well, Saki, why don't you just take it away?
Absolutely, Sharpie. Hot off the presses indeed. Let's talk about the latest announcement regarding Skullgirls. Hidden Variable Studios has officially released a statement regarding the development of Skullgirls. So let's take a look at that. Posted actually in about 3 days ago as of this recording, so on March 6th, hopefully I did math right there. As of January 21st, 2025, Hidden Variable is no longer involved in the development of Skullgirls Mobile, Second Encore, or other Skullgirls IP-related efforts, due to a dispute with Autumn Games, which is now the subject of litigation filed in the Los Angeles County Superior Court. In light of that, we hope you understand that beyond this statement, we will not be commenting further until this dispute is resolved. All of us at HVS are incredibly proud of the 10 plus years we've invested in Skullgirls in its all forms, including creating and supporting Skullgirls Mobile, bringing new characters and platforms to Skullgirls Second Encore, supporting the competitive community via the Skullgirls Championship Series, and helping fans new and old fall in love with the IP through the Skullgirls webtoon and countless other partnerships. Most of all, we're grateful to have been able to celebrate and support the incomparable Skullgirls community, many of whom we've been fortunate to meet in person over the years at various events. Thank you all for everything. You deserve nothing but the best. Hidden Variable Studios. Now, you know how we do it here in FGC Cast. We are not going to be discussing anything further, because this is, first, the official statement, and second, this is something that is currently happening in the Los Angeles County Superior Court. But what I do want to ask you, Sharpie, again, with what you can and of course can't tell us, how are you feeling about this?
So this is one of those situations where it's like, obviously I worked for Future Club Dev, which was the animation studio that works on the Skullgirls animation. And we worked very closely with Hidden Variable. In addition, I was also a creator that worked underneath Hidden Variable, so I have obviously signed NDAs about what I can and cannot cover. What is really disheartening is seeing that this happened to Hidden Variable Mobile after they took such good care, I feel, of the Skullgirls community. They said it inside of that statement. They have actively worked on events, like they're the people that made Skullgirls Championship Series possible. They brought me back and allowed me to commentate that game or that event. And also invited me to commentate that game, and they treated everyone very fairly. They paid the organizers, they paid the players, they paid the commentators. It was nice to see them take the reins in that way and like take care of the community, especially after the splintering from Lab Zero Games way back in like 2020. You know, I was concerned, but it's nice to see that they did all of that when they honestly, they didn't have any obligation to do it. It's not always something that people do. So it was nice to see them do it. And this hurts because I know that a lot of the members on the team, some of them honestly are just Skullgirls players. You know, like the lead developer, Liam, used to go by Scarmond. He is someone that actively works on the development of several characters inside of the game that came out after the Season 1 DLC pass. And he worked on like programming and developing them inside of this game, which was really, really nice. So I'm sad to see that ultimately the Skullgirls curse has happened again, you know, where there's another unfortunate, really, really unfortunate thing that happens where Skullgirls just gets caught up in a court case. And I'm just hoping, genuinely hoping, that both the developer and publisher are able to work these out in the future inside of court in a way that is fair and keeps everyone happy. But obviously, if they're in court, that's probably not the case, right? It's probably past that point, unfortunately. That's all I can say about that.
Sharpie,
what's up?
How can we support Hidden Variable Studios? Are they still doing any projects by chance?
You know what? They actually are. They're working on a project right now called Spellomancer. It's a really, really cute game. You can currently wishlist it right now on Steam. In fact, I actually think we have a couple of examples of it because you can not only wishlist it, but they were actually doing an open alpha. And I believe there may even be a beta incoming. You can check out the Discord by going over to their Steam page right now. And they're also on Blue Sky. A lot of the community members, people like Sonic Fox, The Kill Sage, Munoz, they're all getting behind this project because the Skullgirls community is under Hidden Variable, and we're just trying to support the community right now. Even though they are going through litigation, supporting another project that a dev studio is doing usually helps that dev studio, especially when it's a project like this that's directly being published, developed, and funded by the developers, you know? So we want to make sure that we support their project, and we wishlist Spellomancer. Wishlist Spellomancer on Steam right now. There should be a link on our website, and we should also be linking it on our Blue Sky as well, but you can go over to spellomancer.bluesky.social and follow them there.
And as a reminder, wishlisting helps so much, you guys.
Yeah.
Even if it's something that's not up your alley, or if it's more of like, hey, I don't have the funds just yet to purchase the game, wishlisting helps push those games into the algorithm of Steam. So please, please make sure you do so. Sharpie.
Yes.
What else we got?
You know what's crazy is I heard that there was actually a brand new game.
What?
Showcasing for some. Now I'm an old head. You know, I've been around since the Newground times. I've been around for a while. And this game kind of surprised me a little bit, mostly just because, well, Saki, you were a kid. You know?
Yeah, I was.
You know what it's like to open up a brand new browser on Newgrounds, to see a new little flash animation there and be really excited. And I think this next project does that for people. In fact, once again, Saki, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Yes. So picture this, my lovely viewers and listeners. You're in school, waiting for your exam. You're waiting for your parents to pick you up in aftercare. You got access to the computers. You're watching YouTube or, Newgrounds, depending on what you're doing. And you see this amazing animation being played out. You're like, oh, wow, that's a stick figure. How come it's so amazing? And then you suddenly see that this stick figure is fighting the animator in the middle of it. Crazy things happening right now. The stick figure's trying to go out of the bounds of reaches and the limitations of the program, while the cursor is actually fighting with the stick figure. And all of a sudden, you've been introduced by animation versus animators. And that's where this piece of news comes into play, because the creator of this iconic, I would say nostalgia-based video has worked with Rivals of Aether, where it has even created an actual mod that includes the stick figure and probably whooping butt on all of the Rivals of Aether characters, to then do this. Animation versus by animators versus game. That's right. We are actually getting a fighting game with the stick figures fighting each other.
Oh, this looks cute. Oh, this looks really cute. In fact, I think the Kickstarter is actually live, literally. Well, the Kickstarter's not live, but what it is kind of like a pre-save where they're about to launch the Kickstarter. And right now, if you want to be alerted for the new news coming out with the Kickstarter, you can notify yourself on launch by looking up Animation Versus on Kickstarter right now and notifying the game. And like you said there, Saki, this project is very, very, very highly renowned. It has already, they already have over 9,000 people wishlisting and getting notified for this game. And to make matters even better, like, so frequently we say, I don't want to call it a cash grab, but we see a lot of companies that'll be like, well, I want to make this fighting game and I have no clue what fighting games are. I'm just going to get anybody and everybody to work on this because I've played not Super Smash Brothers, but I used to play Tekken way back in the 80s, so I know what it's like to make a fighting game. You know what I mean? But what we've seen through a bunch of different games, I think Rivals of Aether is a really good example, because now obviously with Rivals 2, it has a very fervent community, right? And Rivals of Aether, Skullgirls, both really good examples of that. But I think the thing that we've learned is that you need to have people inside of the fighting game community designing and developing your game. And what you touched on earlier, the lead developer of this specific game, Muno, is actually working on this game. And he is a very, very, very well-known modder inside of the Rivals of Aether world. Specifically, he actually created a bunch of Rival of Aether mods inside of the Steam Workshop. You can go check them out on there too. But just letting everybody know that, look at him beating up my little crystal baby girl. He designed this character to work inside of there, and you can play as Yellow from the Animation Versus series inside of here. And look, the thing that always blows my mind is, like, apparently there's a feature inside of this game as well that, like, allows you to change the coding inside of there, basically. So, like, let me see if I can fast forward this trailer a little bit. I think they're about to get to it. But it blew my mind when I saw it. Oh yeah, here it is. This right here, his weapon, that allows him to, like, literally change the code as he edits. Watch this. So, like, here's an example. It creates walls. You see that?
That's broken.
And that's what I said. That's literally verbatim exactly what I said. Look at this. This is why it's a mod.
But you know what's so cool, Sharpie, and I'm so glad that you called this out. Usually what the trend is something nostalgic. Let's capitalize off of it. But what I love from what we've been learning so far between animators versus games is that this is pretty much a game that is entirely, like, indie. It's like the literal definition of what to expect on an indie game. And I love that people are like, stick figures. No, the way this gets animated, it gets crazy.
Yeah.
Actually crazy.
Yeah, I agree. No, I'm just so happy that literally we're getting a chance to cover this, and I'm hoping that we get a little bit more news from the developers to go ahead and try to showcase some more of this, because we will be monitoring this project moving forward. Stay tuned in, obviously, to FGC Cast if you want to keep up on the news of this, but we always ask that you also check out the creators of the game. Alan Becker and Muno are both on Blue Sky, and at the time of this recording, there unfortunately is not a Blue Sky account for the official Animation Versus, but that may change. Make sure that you check out the official FGC Cast post for more information if you have already followed that Kickstarter pre-launch. But Saki, with that, we have officially come to the end of yet another episode of FGC Cast.
That was the best.
We're
the best. We're so efficient.
We are the best. This is a really, really fast episode. Obviously, only 13 minutes long. But sometimes when you cover trending topic and trending news like this, that's all you need. We were going to talk about the Evo Awards, to be honest with you. But here's what I'll say about that. I feel as though the Evo Awards needs a little bit more work before they can get to the standard where I feel comfortable commenting on it on this podcast. And I'll leave it on that. All right. But Saki, is there anybody that you want to shout out or anything that you want to talk about real quick in these brief after moments? Maybe you want to go ahead and talk about where people can find you if they're interested in seeing more about what's going on in your very, very busy professional hosting life.
I know, I'm so busy. It's crazy. So you can, of course, follow me at SakiSakura.tv.info. Again, Saki Sakura TV on all the socials. We are, if you're interested in Infinity Nikki and you enjoy dress-up games and you want to participate, I am doing a monthly challenge where you can submit your best outfit following the theme, and you might get a chance to win a premium anthem, which is basically the battle pass for Infinity Nikki. So if you're someone that enjoys a little bit of an extra, doll's life, feel free to just hit me up and check out the links below.
Love that so much, honestly. Well, with that, dear listener, we will see you offline. This is usually, Saki, you usually say bye.
Oh, bye! I think you should keep that, Loki. Oh.